Does that do it? Am I live? How do I know? Ah, so annoying. Okay, okay, okay. It looks like I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Okay. Uh, but how do I fix anything though? Oh my goodness, bro. My goodness. Okay. First of all, I cannot find the chat. That's like number one thing. Every day with this thing. I hate you so much. It was so much easier before. Okay. No. Why there's so many settings now? Alter content. No. Why did you ask me about any of this while I'm live? What the hell? Fine. Yes. Yes. No, now you can choose who can comment. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if I go save, is that it? What a dumb thing. Okay. View in live control room. Okay. Chat is back. Okay. Oh, so there's somebody here. Yay. Okay, now the question is. Oh. I think I'm listening to myself, aren't I? Damn it. Okay. Please use a keyframe of 4 seconds or less. I don't know what that means, actually. Okay. Let's figure this out. I think I did it, though. I think I did it. Surely. Okay. Okay. Okay, so. Oops. Uh-huh. And my Photoshop. Okay. Okay. Julius, you can hear me, yeah, right? You can hear me fine? Why do you have a little crown on your name? Yes, okay, okay. Okay, I don't know why it's testing. I need to test all of this. Can you see my Photoshop? Can you see what I'm drawing right now? Because of the YouTube news. Yes, okay, cool. Now, I presume that you can see the YouTube, the browser, like the music that is playing in the background. I assume that you can see that and hear it, right? Yes, okay, so then the next thing would be to just pop out this chat if I can figure out how. Okay, I did it. I figured out. You can't hear the music? Julius, can you confirm that if you can't hear the music, yes or no? No, I can hear you. You can hear me but can't hear the music. Huh. Okay. Let me figure this out. What if I raise the volume? Can you hear that? Ah, that's so loud for me. I can just I can just about I can just about hear it. So it sounds really quiet. Is that what you're saying? Still no sound. Sorry. Okay, well that's a problem. You can't hear the still no sound. Sorry. Music, I mean. Okay, that's a problem. I don't know how to figure this out. Ah, damn it. What do I do? What do I do? How do I fix this? Okay, hold on. Yeah, everything is there. I don't get it. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, for me, it's quiet. I don't know what to do. Okay. Well, I don't really know how to fix that, to be honest. I don't know. And is the chat, well, at least the chat is working. So no sound on the videos. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, fine. I'll just put up with it, I guess. Let me get my chat. Where's my chat? Okay. I'm gonna go and put it on the Discord. Hey guys, I'm live right now on my second channel. If any of you want to join. Let's see. Okay, but fine. Figure it out later. Honestly. You guys have little crowns on your names. I don't know what that means. Wait. Oh, you guys have experience now. Cool. Why? Ah, shut up. Shut up. Okay. You have a second channel? Yes. Yeah. It's my live stream channel. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand. Julius, how everything is so complicated. How could things change so much in the last 9 months that I was here? I also need to figure out how I can. Wait, I have an idea. What if I'm gonna do this? Oh, I hate that I can hear myself. I don't like that. But if I play myself like that. Okay, Julius, can you confirm if you can hear music now? No music. I don't know how to fix that, bro. That's so upsetting. I hate this. Okay, fine. Hello, after a long time. Hello. This is perfect since I couldn't be in your 50K stream. Oh, that's great. Uh, oh, I need to go and get this. How do I get the link for this crap? That music is driving me nuts actually. That only I can hear. That's upsetting. I don't even know why I play it if only I can hear it. How do I get the stream URL? Okay. Here's the link to the stream. I think. Okay. Hopefully that works. Presuming. Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's focus on this thing. This has a lot of stuff. Hello, the Tardersian 8009 and Julius and Ren to the three guys that are here. Hello, guys. Arla, this peak. Arla, I imagine Arla mythology. You mean it is kind of cool, actually. I finally finished reading my Harry Potter, the first book. The first book I finished reading it. Pretty cool, actually. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Hello, brother Janjo. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I actually enjoyed it. It was fine. I have a bunch of things to say about it. I was actually gonna play the video game, Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone, the video game, but I also couldn't figure out how to get that to work. So, because that was the plan. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play. Hello, Shark and Tacos. I'm gonna play Harry Potter, the first game. That was the plan. I was gonna play the first Harry Potter game and rant about Harry Potter while I was chatting with you guys. But I could not figure out how to get that stupid game running. The Jade Emperor was born from light, which shown the universe, by the way. The Jade Emperor was shown. What do I know about the Jade Emperor? I think that the only thing I know, I have nothing about him. No, I don't remember anything about his powers. I think that he knows the future, but that's it. I think that that's what the Chinese have. Chinese gods. They just have seeing the future. Neato. Okay. Let's get back to my thing. That's so upsetting that I can't hear it. Oh, it drives me nuts that I can't figure out how to. Harry Potter is a weakling. Yeah, Harry Potter is not that strong, actually, Palpatine. Hello, Palpatine, by the way. But Harry Potter is not that strong. I was expecting a bit more. There is a crazy stuff in that book, by the way. There is something. There is just one feat, but it's crazy. It's just insane. But aside from that, yeah, Harry Potter doesn't have doesn't have anything. He alone is kind of lame. I'm planning on doing a video ranking all the feats in Harry Potter. That's the plan. Ranking all the feats from weakest to strongest. Which book? The first one, the Philosopher's Stone. That's the one that I just finished. I'm gonna go through all of them, but I just finished because I need to power skill Voldemort and Dumbledore. Yes, I need to power scale both of them, so I'm gonna go through all the books. But I just finished, literally yesterday, last night, I finished the Philosopher's Stone. It's the Sorcerer's Stone. But even if you give them the benefit, still pretty weak. Yeah, it's a very weak. Dumbledore is smarter than Voldemort. Voldemort has a very hello Fire. What, your name is too complicated. I'm just gonna call you Fire. Hello Fire. Voldemort is actually very impressive because he picks up the thing about the mirror, like instantly. Bro, like doesn't take no time to figure it out. He figures it out very fast. So he's actually very clever. And it is said that he, upon seeing your stream at 12 seconds ago, I smiled. I'm local 83 if you remember my nickname. I'm gonna assume that that's from the Discord. Oh yeah, I can see you there. Hello, local 83. I forgot what I was saying. But anyways, yeah, I was planning on playing Harry Potter while talking about Harry Potter, but no, I couldn't figure out the game. So disappointing. I just can't figure out noises. I don't understand why I can hear the sounds, but you guys can't, and that sucks so much. So I'll have to figure out that it's just different now. I don't understand why it's so much different. I've been struggling to go live for so long. I don't get it. It's so hard. Like it changed a lot in the last 9 months since my last live stream, because now it's completely different. Let's see. Would Sun Wukong lose to a good chunk of characters that can steal powers? Sun Wukong lose to characters that could steal his powers. Could he? Well, the thing is that he fought a guy who had his powers, and he actually they actually tied, but then he like decided that he was just gonna try harder and one-shotted the dude and his entire race. One of the craziest feats of strength in that entire book. So, could he lose to somebody that has his powers? Maybe, yeah, maybe actually. No, wait, if they steal his powers, he would have no powers. So, no, he would die in that instance, he would die, yeah. Upon seeing your stream at 12 seconds ago, I smile. A frog making a human smile is impressive. Per Nirvana is weaker to Power Null. Pre-Nirvana, weaker to... Yes, Sun Wukong, before he becomes a Buddha, he is weaker to Power Null. Mirror of Erised is legit hacks. It's kind of crazy that Dumbledore can just do that to the mirror, right? But it's also very impressive that that Voldemort figures it out so quickly. While I forget the name, Professor. I called it Professor. I was taking notes while I was reading, and because I could not remember the name of the professor, I just kept calling him in my notes Professor Turbant. So that's what I call him. But Professor Turbant is a dumbass because he read the. He was looking at the mirror, and his first instinct was to smash it to pieces. So he's an idiot. But Voldemort is very smart. Hey, this is random, but I was wondering where your accent's from. I've been here since your first Cthulhu video and can't place it. I'm from Latin America. My Twitter account accidentally doxed me, so if you go to my Twitter account, you can know from which country I'm from. But I'm from Latin America. How many myths have you read? Pretty much the ones in my channel. Pretty much all of those. In Hinduism and Christianity and Buddhism, and a little bit of the Chinese, but I'm not done with the Chinese. But have I read a pantheon that I have not made videos on? No, but I've read a bunch of mysticism nonsense. Well, I call it nonsense because I don't, but I've read a bunch of mysticism nonsense. I don't know if you count that as a pantheon. I don't. But yeah, that would be that. In numbers, how many we talking? How many are in my channel? I don't know. Bro is Spanish, methinks. I thought he was Romanian when I first watched him in 2019. Yeah. I don't know what it is that people are like, where are you from? It doesn't matter. What was I saying about Harry Potter? Because I want to talk about I want to rant about Harry Potter. Okay. I think it's insane. That let's I have so many things to say. First of all, the very first thing, Harry Potter is not as much of a gifted guy that everything falls on his lap as I thought he was. Because I always thought that Harry Potter was the quintessential, I was just born better than everyone else. And he's not that much, actually. There's bad things that happen to him. I always thought that he was like the ultimate self-insert when everybody was like, everybody loves Harry Potter because he's Harry Potter. And there's a lot of that, but there isn't as much as that as I thought. So that was kind of nice. Would Randolph Carter from the Cthulhu Mythos solve the Kira case? Yeah, because he could travel back in time, I think. So, but wait, could he do it? Because he do it in the Dreamlands, but could he do it in real life? I mean, he could definitely get into the Dreamlands and just like figure it all out. So, yeah, worst case scenario, he could just go and talk to Yogg-Sothoth, I guess. Although Yogg-Sothoth would probably kill him because he's evil. So, Yeah, no, there's like a 99% chance that he could solve the Kira case. Harry Potter is average. He wins because of the prophecy, no? Um, I don't know about the other books, but on this one, he just wins because he's untouchable. He's literally untouchable to anything that Voldemort can do to him. Voldemort cannot touch him. He's literally unkillable in the first book. I don't know if that defense goes away later, but in the first book, Harry Potter is literally untouchable. He could catch Dumbledore's spells with his teeth and nothing would happen to him. Harry Potter is literally unbeatable in the first book against Voldemort. Harry Potter is kind of nuts since he has soul hacks in book 2. He has a soul hacks in book 2. What is the craziest thing that Harry Potter has in book 1? Let me think. I think that the craziest thing he does is changing the color of the wig of one of his professors. That's something he does. He does it without it's crazy. It's crazy that in the entire book, Harry Potter doesn't do any spells. At no point he's like Alakazam or whatever. He doesn't do that at no point in the book. All the magic he does is non-verbal, which is very strong actually. It's kind of crazy that he can do that. Hagrid can do it too. So I guess like very elite wizards can do it, and Harry Potter because he's the best at everything, I guess. I thought the same about Potter. Later it'll be explained. Himself and his forehead. What else do I have? I like the implication that the kids get tortured. At some point, they are sent into the forest, and like it's implied that they used to torture kids, like hang them by the hands and just leave them like that. That's good as nuts. I can't believe that they call it the safest place. It is absolutely not the safest place. It's not safe for anybody. What are you talking about? Everybody's insane in that universe. In that world, everybody's crazy. Let me go find it. I think I have it over here. Where are my notes? I need my notes to remember things that I thought about. Another thing that I found weird is that I thought that at no point in the story, I don't know why I thought this was weird, but it was weird to me that at no point in the story, Draco Malfoy talks to Hermione. I don't know why. It's weird, but it is kind of weird. He doesn't acknowledge. At some point, he's like talking to Ron Weasley, and he's like, "Oh, Ron, you're so dumb and stupid and ugly and whatever." But he doesn't acknowledge that Hermione's there. I don't understand why. Bro is just talking to her right next to her, and like he doesn't talk to her. Hi, big frog guy. Hello, Dirk Lloyd. Are you familiar with the Cosmere? I don't think I know what that. There are a lot of plot holes in Harry Potter. There are a lot of plot holes. So what plot hole can I think of? I think something very interesting about the story is that it is literally pointless for Harry Potter to exist, right? He doesn't in that book he's completely irrelevant. Like nothing. Harry Potter could have just done his entire year and nothing would have changed. Because Voldemort got it. He had all of it. That entire book, the only purpose that entire book serves is for Voldemort to figure out that he cannot touch Harry Potter. That's the only purpose that book serves. On the grand scheme of things, the only purpose of that book is to make Voldemort know that he cannot touch Harry Potter. Which is a bad idea, and Dumbledore planned all of this, and it's a bad idea because what he should have done is not let Voldemort know that that Harry Potter is untouchable, because that way he would have died by the Goblet of Fire or whatever. Bro has been exposed to Harry Potter ships. He will go insane in the membrane. I forgot so much about. I just remembered all. I have it very fresh in my mind because I literally just finished it. I finished it last night. It is entertaining though. I understand why it became popular. I get it now because it is, as I've read. It is very magical. It's very loose with its magic. It's like, yeah, it's just whatever. Who cares? It just does whatever. So I understand why it became very popular. Where are my notes? Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone notes. There we go. Oh, my favorite, my favorite thing. Yeah, I remember. Thank God to my notes. My favorite thing about Harry Potter. They mention there are implications that Jesus Christ exists in this universe and the wizards are aware of it, which means that canonically Jesus is real in this universe and the wizards know. Uh, Probably he was a wizard that canonizes the God of the Bible. The Christianity is the one true religion of this universe. I laughed really hard when I read that. That was actually very funny. Ah, Jesus exists. Actually, they all know. They all should know that that hell is real and Satan is real, which is crazy. Not always casting Imperio is kind of weird. Game of Thrones next. I mean, I'm gonna finish all of Harry Potter. Probably it just Game of Thrones doesn't appeal to me. Actually, I was there when I watched the premiere of the show. I watched 2 episodes of it, and I'm like, there's not to be a prude, but there was too much sex. That I didn't like it for that. There's too much sex, and I heard that the book is kind of like 10 times. It's like 10 times that. So I'm like, actually, I don't want to. That's too much for me. Actually, I'm good. But maybe I just don't even know if the lore is interesting. The lore of Harry Potter isn't interesting, if I'm honest. So maybe I could look into it. Maybe. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Let's read my notes to see if I can find anything crazy that I wrote down and I'm like, oh yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. The fact that that Hagrid apparently can fly and Dumbledore can fly too. I don't know how that was gonna be explained in later books, but it is weird. Harry Potter is more shallow than Game of Thrones, probably. I don't imagine that the Harry Potter has like rich, intricate lore. It feels like it feels like everything was made up as they went, but my understanding is that the author wrote the story in advance. Like she wrote the story knowing how things were gonna play out. That's how I understand that she wrote the story. From the very beginning, she knew certain things about the ending. So it's really weird to me that it just reads like somebody who is like, yeah, whatever. I'm writing this scene and not thinking about it. What kind of entity would be harder to kill permanently? A living concept or a living paradox or a living possibility? Well, a living paradox or a living possibility, those two are living concepts. So killing those is harder than killing... killing those is the same as killing a concept. I unless you could argue that they are like more advanced concepts. So that could be a thing, I guess. But they're still concepts, and killing a concept is really hard. Even destroying the concept of, like, I don't know, a razor blade would be really difficult. You have to have a lot of power to do that. Let's see. Oh, it drives me nuts that I can't hear the music. Why can't I? I wish I could make the noise work. One day I'll figure things out. By the time I figure out, they're gonna change it, though. Let's read my notes to see what other things. Oh, a massive L for Dumbledore. That's right. He cannot heal scars. That's a massive L for... That's weird that they cannot heal scars, but they can heal broken arms. That's weird to me. Okay, so there's healing magic, but not like absolute healing magic. Okay, that's weird. The Philosopher's Stone makes no sense. Now that I'm talking about healing, the Philosopher's Stone, that makes no sense. If something like that exists, why did Voldemort never went for it? I don't understand. That guy had been around for like 600 years, and at no point Voldemort was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it. He's like, nah, I'm gonna split my soul. Which Hogwarts house would you want to be in? Well, I mean, I don't remember, like, either Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. Either of those, because it'd be so annoying to be in the same house as Harry Potter or the house for for the bad guys, which is it's insane. I know that every other people have said this in the past, I'm sure, but isn't it crazy that there exists a house for all the bad people? That's insane that that's allowed to exist. You mean the scar of Harry Potter? Yeah. Dumbledore says that he cannot heal the scar. I think it's that scar, the one that he's talking about. Let me reread my. Yeah, he says that he cannot heal that scar. Yeah. So it's but then Neville falls and like they heal his arm or something. So it's weird that they can heal but not heal all things. I don't know. It's just kind of strange to me. What is this button? What are you showing me this button, YouTube? I don't care about this button. Get away. None. Bro's glasses are too durable though. I'll not spoil. So I don't actually care. I don't actually care. I prefer to go spoiled in advance so that I can see the connections easier and see if there are little holes in the story, you know? Just for me though. I'm not poking at Harry is close to 10 blah blah blah. I'm reading my notes to see if there's anything crazy that I forgot. Oh yeah, Harry Potter can grow his hair. That's so weird that he can do that. What a weird power. He uses his magic to grow his hair at command. It's like he just makes it grow. That's insane. Which overpowered character has the dumbest weakness that makes sense? Dumbledore is stupidly hacked. So far, I am not impressed with Dumbledore. Like, he doesn't seem like anything to me. I mean, just by scaling, right? Like, he would be stronger than other dudes. And there is a crazy feat in that book. There is that one feat that is insane. So the fact that Dumbledore scales above that's what makes him impressive. But so far he has not performed anything that makes me go, wow, no wonder he's at the top. Which overpowered character has the dumbest weakness that makes sense? Let's see if I can think of something. I'm gonna lower the volume of. I don't even know why I have music playing in the background. If only I can hear it. That's dumb. Overpowered character with dumb weakness. Overpowered character with dumb weakness. I can't think of anyone right now. The scar is a curse mark, right? So maybe you could heal the scar if you could heal the curse. Yeah, there are curses. Are you going to read Reverend Insanity in the future? Maybe not. I don't know. I want to get into what do you call it? I forget the name. Elder Scrolls. That's what I want to do. The original plan, had I not been away for 9 months, the original plan was to do Lord of the Rings and then jump into Elder Scrolls. But I didn't do that, and now I started into the Harry Potter saga because I figured it would be faster to go through all of Harry Potter than it would be to go to all of Elder Scrolls. That probably is gonna take a long time, so I figure better leave that project for the future. But that's what I want to do. I want to go into Elder Scrolls. Harry Potter scaling go crazy. I mean, yeah, there are some crazy stuff. There is some crazy stuff already that makes me go like, how that? Like, the army stands no chance against Harry Potter. As of right now, the real world military stands no chance against Harry Potter. How do these dudes were scared of a nuclear bomb, bro? Are you kidding me? No, they're too powerful already. If I may ask, what is your accent? I am from... Wait, who asked me that before? I don't remember who asked me that before. But I'm from Latin America. Well, okay, let's get back to my let's see, let's read that. That reminds me. Yeah, I read. It's crazy to me that Harry Potter is not a psychopath. The way he was raised by those people, it's insane to me that he's not a psychopath. He absolutely. By the way, Goji Chronic did a video on Godzilla versus mythologies. Goji Chronic. Goji Chronic. That name sounds familiar to me, but I don't remember from where. I'm assuming another YouTuber, I guess. I think the first scene was like turn off the street lights, if I remember. Yeah, the book opens with them like sucking the light into like a little device. It's interesting. That makes me seeing that device is like, okay, there's some technology. The wizards have technology. How advanced is their technology though? But then you never see anything like it anymore. They have flying motorcycles, but did they just make a motorcycle flying? I don't know. I'm interested to learn about the technology of these wizards. Not the technology that they get from the muggles, but the technology of themselves. Like the Philosopher's Stone is 100% magical. That's insane. That counts as technology. That thing is crazy. Infinite money. How the hell is that allowed to exist though? The little goblins or whatever the hell elves at the bank should not allow the thing that gives you infinite money to exist. The wizard economy should collapse. Like what? Also, why do they need money? I don't understand. I think the first scene was like the Illuminator. Spoilers, bro. That's what the thing is called. Yeah, probably. I'm very fascinated about the technology because I eventually am gonna make a video on whether or not wizards could defeat real world militaries. Right now, it's looking like they can't. Right now, it's looking like the military would lose against wizards because the one thing that I saw, but as I understand it, the first book is the most insanely magical, and then things get significantly toned down as the story progresses. So if this is the peak of their power with what I've seen in this book, and then it gets less than this, less impressive, then maybe the military has a chance. But as I am reading, with what I've just read right now, if we just go with book one, like the military stands no chance against the wizards. That's the plot holes part. By the way, book are you at right now? So we don't spoil. I don't mind about the spoilers. I just finished book one, and now I'm about to start the Chamber of Secrets. And I guess I was gonna watch the movies too, but I failed to see the point in watching the movies. I've seen some scenes though, so I think that what I've seen is enough. It was interesting to me that Voldemort in the books is said to have red eyes, and in this movie, in the first movie, when he appears behind the head of Professor Turband, when he appears behind the head of Professor Turband, he has red eyes. But then in later movies, when he appears again and he's played by Ralph Fiennes or whatever, he has green eyes. So I guess like I don't understand why I don't understand why the eye change. I understand that they just didn't want to give Ray Fiennes like contact lenses. I understand that, but like in the movie universe, I don't understand the justification for the eye color change. Everyone underestimates U.S. military. I'm not saying that the U.S. military is weak. I'm not saying that. I am saying that with what I've read from the wizarding world, also we must remember that this would be the military of the time would be like 1992, 1993, not modern military. But I don't know, bro. It's just it's because what they did in this book is kind of insane. There's just some crazy stuff. But maybe it gets less impressive, and further and other books provide context to the feats made in this book, and that makes them less impressive. So we will have to see. But right now, wizards are looking very powerful. Oh, hold on. I hear my phone making noises. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. Nah, read first, movie later. No. My plan originally was to like read the book, then watch the movie. But I don't see the point in watching the movies though. The movies have very cool sets and design. The movies look nice, actually. The special effects, they don't look as bad for this movie. From the scenes that I watched, because I was watching as I was reading, I was I finished the scene and I went to YouTube and like watch like scenes. Like for example, I read the part where Harry Potter gets his wand, and then I went to YouTube and like watched that part of the movie, that little clip. That's how I was doing it. So the movie looks nice. The special effects haven't aged that badly, considering that movie is almost 30 years old. Not bad. Actually, is pronounced Fienes. Uh, oh my God! Welcome back, Hello, Jester. How's it going, brother? There are eye color changes even in the first movie, especially Harry. He has the eyes of his mother, but the actor has blue eyes. He has an allergic to the contact lens, so he has three eye colors in the first. Yeah, it's really funny that I know that about the books, that they're like, oh my God, you have your eyes of your mom, but they the mom and Harry Potter don't have the same eyes, which is such an important plot point. Like it's so it's so funny that the people who made the movie are like, just don't do it. Who cares? It's also interesting to me that is a thing. Like that is a distinct characteristic of Harry Potter, right? Like people look at him and he goes, "Oh, you have the eyes of your mom." It makes me think. It makes me suspect that in the Harry Potter world, having green eyes is actually rare, because they always make such a big deal about the fact that Harry Potter has the eyes of his mom. Like that's how they recognize him. It's like, oh, you have the eyes of your mom. Like that's a distinct characteristic. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but like it makes me suspect that maybe having green eyes is rare in the Harry Potter world. It still wouldn't make sense because Muggles would have them. It wouldn't be rare for Muggles. So I don't know. My headcanon doesn't make sense. Let me read more of my notes to see what else I can find. Oh yeah. Harry Potter shrinks his sweater. That's crazy. That he can just shrink the sweater, bro. That's just there's some insane things. The glass thing is the craziest. The craziest thing Harry Potter does in that movie is dematerializing the glass. Even if Harry Potter can only dematerialize things that are transparent, that's still crazy that he can do that. That's a crazy power. But when you add it on top of other things, I don't know, like Harry Potter's looking very strong. I don't know, bro. But we'll have to see other movies. There are eye color changes. Okay, yeah, I already did. Uchiha's USB stick clan eyes. What? let me read more. Let me read more of my notes to see if I find other funny things. Hagrid can also use magic. Yeah, it's weird that he's implied to fly there. It's implied that he can fly. I don't know about that. Maybe he flew with a motorcycle. This is something that people argue even till this day. How the hell did Hagrid get to that island? That's funny to me. The worst witch is also really hacks. It came from Harry Potter. The worst witch. That reminds me that apparently Harry Potter's parents were like really powerful wizards. So Harry Potter is just like born very strong. He's just born with everything, bro. He's like Naruto. He's born. As I was watching this, I was thinking a lot about Naruto. I'm like, oh, Harry Potter's just like Naruto. He just has all the things. He was just born better than everyone else. He's not as egregious as Naruto though. Maybe in future movies he will get worse, but so far he doesn't look that bad. Things were not handed to him to that extreme. He's the chosen one. Is Harry Potter the chosen one? Because I think that from what I know, he's not the literal child of prophecy. He just cannot. Voldemort needs to kill him. That's how I understand it. James and Lily were strong, but still lost to a weakened Voldemort. By the way, what is the strongest mythological magic you've read? James and Lily were lost to... Well, yeah, but Voldemort is like... Also, I didn't know that Voldemort was weakened at that point. But Voldemort is supposed to be like crazy strong compared to... Wanted to say, Big Fang, you got me into power scaling. Oh, no! Oh, no! I got you into it. No. Don't get into the hobby. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, about James and Lily. Yeah, they are very strong. Apparently, we haven't seen anything that they can that they can do, but apparently they're very powerful. They never people not shut up. I mean, it's Hagrid. Hagrid doesn't shut up about them. Speaking of things that they don't shut up about it, it's so weird to me that literally, well, not literally, but basically, the first 100 pages of this book is just talking about how fat the Dursleys are. Literally, every single page, bro. You read it and it's like, the Dursleys were fat, and Harry Potter then did magic. It's like... It's basically 100 pages of the book just going on and on and on about how fat the Dursleys are. And then for the next 100 pages is about how obnoxious Hermione is. Which I don't understand why the book does that. But the book first hates on the Dursleys, and then it hates on Hermione. The book is first like, the Dursleys were fat for 100 pages. And then for another 100 pages, because I was taking notes actually. Then for basically another 100 pages, the book is like, it's sure, Hermione sure is annoying. Hermione sure is annoying. Hermione sure is annoying. Why is she annoying? Because she likes magic. She's excited about magic. Yeah, she should be like, Harry Potter should be like that. I don't understand why Harry Potter goes into the magic school and he's like, yeah, whatever, magic, I don't care. What do you mean? You should be all over this. Harry Potter should be like Hermione. He should be super ultra mega excited about the fact that he can do magic. But he goes into the world and is like, whatever, I don't care actually. I'm blasé about this. What's the strongest mythological magic? Isn't 100 pages like nothing? Oh, I'm not saying that 100 pages is it is an excessive amount just to repeat ad nauseum that there is a couple of characters that are fat. Like the Harry Potter's uncle sure is fat, and his son sure is fat and dumb. 100 pages of that. And then it goes for 100 pages of Hermione sure is annoying, and she sure is excited about magic. Yeah, of course she is. Of course she is. I'm here defending her. I was yelling at the book every time I did that. I got me so upset. It's like, of course, why are you being like this? Why do you want me to antagonize Hermione? What is wrong with you? What doesn't make sense is that Harry Potter is not excited about magic. He should be as excited as Hermione, if not more. I also find it hilarious that the very first instant that Harry Potter grabs a book, the very first thing he thinks about is revenge. Like, he goes to a library of magic and grabs a book about revenge. It's almost like letting him live with people that hate his guts and hated him for like 11 years. It's almost like doing that was a bad idea. It's actually a miracle that Harry Potter is not like Dumbledore, but worse. Because actually, if you think about it, if you apply some logic to this, which it has none, but if you apply some logic to this, Harry Potter should grow to hate both muggles and wizards. So he should be like 10 times worse than Voldemort, because he would hate both sides if you really think about it. Aunt has long nose, if I remember. I don't remember about the woman. I remember something about her neck one time, but the book is insistent about the fact that the husband and the son are fat, and the son is fat and stupid. There's 100 pages of that. After you finish the books, you should read the famous fan fiction where Harry becomes a sniper instead of a wizard. That sounds amazing, actually. That sounds incredible. How powerful were Egyptian magicians and Sumerian magicians? Egyptian magicians and Sumerian magicians. How powerful were they? I mean, probably the Egyptians would be stronger, because they believe that they could genuinely affect Apophis with their magic. And if we're taking that as factual, right, then they could affect Apophis with their magic. That's very strong, actually. I relate to Harry in that way, in the fact that he doesn't care about magic. Harry also was also ostracized for speaking snake language. Everybody hates on this guy in the Muggle world. He should absolutely hate every single Muggle, and he should hate all of the wizards. Harry Potter should be a monster, actually. After 11 years of torture, he should be a monster. And the fact that he goes into a library and the first thing he that gets his attention is a book about revenge, those are signs that the guy could have become a bad person and a monster, right? But of course he doesn't do that because he's Harry Potter and he was just born amazing and everybody loves him and whatever. But if you actually think about it, he should have been a bad person. There are online tests about which house one may belong. How long? That sounds fun, actually. But how long would it take me to do that? Does it take me forever? I don't want to do it, actually. If it takes an hour, no, I'm not doing it. But if it's a sure thing, sure. I mean, let me go back to my notes. Oh yeah, Hagrid is super strong. I didn't know this. Hagrid has super strength. He grabs a gun and literally bends it over. That's crazy that he can do that. He does it like a pretzel. That's insane. I didn't know that he was. I know he was a giant, but I didn't know he had super strength. That's actually crazy to me. Also, it's kind of badass that Hagrid like goes into the forest that is forbidden. Which, by the way, why do you have a forest full of evil monsters next to the kids? Dumbledore, what are you doing? Use your super crazy magic that is stronger than anything to cure that forest. My god, stop. What do you mean Hogwarts is the safest place on this planet? What are you talking about? But anyways, it's kind of badass that Hagrid goes into that forest with a ballista just to like scare monsters that are getting too problematic. Like, bro actually just goes in there to kill werewolves with a ballista and his big dog. That's actually kind of cool. I actually want more of that, please. Can I have that instead of dumbass Harry Potter? That's actually kind of really cool. Gun victims. I'm not convinced that they are gun victims, actually. I think that they would be a menace. They're too strong. But we'll see. We'll see. Hagrid is crazy strong. You can argue that the four founders are above Dumbledore. Who is your GOAT in the Harry Potter universe? So far, the one that I'm most interested is on that poltergeist Peeves. The fact that Peeves, this, because I didn't know about this until I read the books, because I grew like absorbing the movies through osmosis, but like I never read the books until now. I didn't know that Peeves existed. Peeves the poltergeist. I am very fascinated on the fact that apparently nobody except the Bloody Baron, another ghost, nobody except a ghost can tell Peeves what to do. That only that ghost is the only thing that Peeves is scared of. And so that means that Peeves would scale above Dumbledore, which is crazy to me. It also makes me wonder, why didn't Voldemort just like acquire a bunch of poltergeists for his army if poltergeists are that powerful? But I'm very interested on seeing, learning more about this Peeves guy. But right now it's very interesting. The statements that he has make him a very interesting character to me because of the power levels. Since you're done Lord of the Rings now, major downplay, by the way. Okay. Disagree. I think that I did that verse very favorably because well, okay, let me finish your comment. Since you've done Lord of the Rings now, do you think Gandalf could beat Merlin? No. Gandalf beat Merlin. Gandalf the Grey is a building level character. And Merlin, what's the strongest? Oh, but the strongest Merlin is Merlin with the powers of the devil. That's actually really strong. So, no. But if we ignore the powers of the devil thing, then yes. Yes, he could. Gandalf solos the verse. Does Gandalf beat Harry Potter? No. No, but he would beat a lot of people, but not all of them with the feats that I've read on just one book. How do you read the books? Did you read them digitally? Yes, of course I read them digitally because you need to go back and like read things and then write it down and sometimes go back to a thing that you already read and read it again, and it's just super handy to do just Control F and go and search whatever you want. How yeah, Gandalf would be a god in Harry Potter. I'm talking about actual Merlin. Also, fun fact, in the Harry Potter universe, Merlin was in Slytherin. It's so crazy to me that Merlin exists in this universe because the lore of Merlin is that he got his powers from the devil, which confirms again that the devil and Jesus are real in this universe. If this is Merlin the way we know him, right? If this is just supposed to be Merlin like he was in like actual myth, actual legend, then that's just I don't understand. This universe is crazy, bro. This universe is weird. Um, I mean, I think Peeps can't affect much things. Sure, you can't hurt him, but he can't hurt you either. But he does physically interact with the world. So that's the problem. He can be invisible, but also interact with you. And it is said that only that ghost, the Bloody Baron, can tell him what to do. So, but that's disproven by the fact that McGonagall tells him what to do. At some point, McGonagall tells him, "Peeps, go away," and he does. So I don't know. I'm interested in this guy, but I'm on the fence on whether he's the strongest in the verse or not. What hacks does Devil Amp Merlin actually have, by the way? Well, he would be as strong as the devil from the Bible is, and that's up to you how strong that character is. Why is it that I feel on the side fall on the side of evil characters? They are more interesting. They're always more interesting. They have cooler lines, cooler powers. They're just more interesting. Are more interesting. I mean, you can make interesting good guys, but almost always the good character is an archetypal character, right? He's just like he's basically King Arthur. He's perfect, flawless, like he's good to an unrealistic extent, and that's what to me makes good characters in fiction less interesting, right? Like Harry Potter, he's abused by everyone he's known. Everyone he's known that he knows has ever he has been mean to him. He should hate all of these people. At the very least, he should have a moment of conflict inside of him. But no, he's just the best because he's Harry Potter. He's just the best, and that's it. So I understand why evil characters are much more appealing and compelling to most people. Gandalf's role is moral support, basically. If he goes all out, it's another thing. Oh, the thing about Gandalf holding back. Gandalf isn't holding back because the Balrog wasn't holding back, right? The Balrog is the same type of entity as Gandalf, and the Balrog is not holding back. So Gandalf is not holding back. He died fighting that thing that was going all out, but Gandalf isn't holding back. He is not allowed to use his powers to control elves and humans. Nothing about dwarves. That's interesting. I don't understand why Saruman didn't try to get an army of dwarves, but maybe dwarves are like immune to mind hacks. We know that they're not, but I don't know. It's just weird to me. So those light can be bad, but if you are power in a fleshlight, then it's not all strong. I lost you. Building level Gandalf is insanity. I don't believe that you read the Silmarillion, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Gandalf the Grey. Yeah, Gandalf the Grey is building level. But I don't understand how you make him anything stronger than that. Like, these guys are not that strong. It's a very weak verse. I'm sorry. It is a very weak verse. They're not that strong. Eru Iluvatar is weak. He's very weak to be a god. Let's see. Let's go to my notes again. The mom of Harry Potter could do what? Oh, yeah. That's crazy. See, these are crazy. I read my notes and I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, no. There's in Hagrid's mind, blah blah blah. Okay, that's not interesting. Aha. Aha. Oh yeah, the Avada Kedavra spell is a building level spell. I didn't know that. It blows up a house. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's not said that the spell bounced and became stronger or something like that. Like Harry has a full counter effect. Like he just the Harry was protected and the entire house exploded, killing Voldemort. So that's insane to me that the Avada Kedavra spell is building level. No wonder it insta kills you. That's why. It's so powerful. Funny enough, in my Chinese versus Irish fight, the Irish guy is King Arthur, but evil. The Harry Potter verse flipping out when they learned that Seto Kaiba made technology that blocks magic and made a machine to travel to the afterlife. The ones choose the person, I think, in Harry Potter. Yes, they do. They do. Which means that they are sapient. That implies they have some sort of sapience in them. We know that the core of the magic of the wand is just a magical thing, right? Like a unicorn or like a unicorn horn or like a phoenix feather or something like that. That is the core of the wand, which is what actually makes it magical. Otherwise, it would be a stick. And also, apparently, the length of the wand matters. That's very important. What the core of the wand and the length of the wand are very important for the wand. Which leads me to, now that we're talking about wands, I think it's insane that guy. What's the name of the store that sells all the wands? What's the name of that guy? Guy who sells wands. Harry Potter. What's his name? Ollivander. The Ollivanders, bro. The fact that the Ollivanders have been in business for like for like for like over 2,000 years. They've been in business. As is so. Oh my god. Oh, I remember when I read that, I went like, no, that can't be right. And I go and Google it. Yeah, they've been in business for like 2,000 years, more than 2,000 years. How is it possible that these dudes don't own everything? They should be the most powerful family forever. They should own everything. They should be politically. They should be the strongest. 2,000 years, pretty long time. It's pretty long time to be on business, yeah, consistently for 2,000 years. I have to go, but I can discuss Lord of the Rings later with you in your Discord. I also only realized the other day that diagonally is a pun. It's a pun. Diagonally. Yeah. I also read that. I also discovered that while I was reading. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can disagree on Lord of the Rings another day. Bye, Zach. Let's let's go back to my notes. See if I have anything crazy here. Oh yeah, Hagrid says that Voldemort was getting stronger at the time. That's interesting to me, that he was getting more powerful at the time. It was a political. Renrin, you have Discord? Yes, I do, Renrin, and I would share it with you if I knew how to do that. Hold on. Invite to server. I think I figured out one day. A copy. Yes, I think if I do this, Renrin, and I paste this link here, I think that's my Discord server. You can go check it and let me know. There were definitely wizards and witches that pretended to be gods. Oh, that reminds me, now that you say this, Marquise, Hagrid says that he buys the dog, the three-headed dog, from a Greek guy. Obviously, that three-headed dog is a reference to Kerberos, right? And he says that he buys it from a Greek guy. Does that mean that the Greek gods canonically exist in the universe? I know that that's not enough to make such a leap in logic, but it is an interesting thought Because that'd be crazy then if the Greek gods exist and the Christian god also exists. That makes this universe even more insane. Why did Moody say the Avada Kedavra spell cannot be stopped, but Harry stopped it in the last battle, and Dumbledore stopped it in the Order of the Phoenix? I have nothing for that, because I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I will have an answer for you when I get to the Order of the Phoenix. I probably. How powerful is Erling Shen? How I always wonder on how getting more powerful works there. If you know the spell, you can cast the spell. What does more power mean? Probably just means that he hits hard. See, that's the thing to me. That's the thing. I am now of the belief that that the Avada Kedavra spell is not an instantaneous one shot, it kills you. But what it does is that it hits you really hard with the power to explode a house. And that's why it kills you. Which means that if you were tough enough to resist building level attacks, then you could resist the Avada Kedavra. Meaning that Goku would tank the Avada Kedavra no problem. But that is just a working theory. I could discard this in the future. But that's what I'm thinking of right now. I mean, they sell one per wizard, maybe two, for 15 gallons each. I guess there are just very few wizards. But the thing, Dark Lord, the thing is that they are the only ones in business. So they own all the ones. You get me? Like, whether you're Voldemort or Dumbledore, you buy from the Ollivanders. That's crazy. That gives you tremendous power. Political power. More powerful means based on an intent to think. Funny enough, the African pantheon likely exists. Gandalf and the other Maiar are immortal. Gandalf and the other Maiar are immortal. Gandalf immortal. Is Gandalf? Yeah. The spirits from Lord of the Rings actually are immortal. That's true. If they lose a lot of power, they just shrivel and they're basically dead, though. Which is interesting, actually. It's interesting that that's the only thing. Like, if they spend too much power, they're basically dead. That's interesting. That's an interesting way to beat them. You just outlast them. More powerful Gandalf is, as it is described, it is more like a green light that goes through you and you drop. The exploding is a special Harry thing? Well, I don't know, because where I am at, they have not explained it. I just know that the spell supposedly one-shots you. But when I read the fact that Voldemort was getting stronger and that he blew up a house, that was my immediate theory. Was like, wait a second, that means that this thing is a building level attack. It doesn't insta kill you. It's just very strong. That's my theory now. We will see if it holds up. Joined, done. Oh, cool, Ren. Let me go and wave at you on the Discord. Ren, finally. Okay, here you are. Hello, Ren. There's also I like sports 88, so I'm gonna wave at you too. Hello, and Dirk Lord, I'm also gonna wave at you. Hello, everyone. Okay, back to the chat. I forgot where I was reading. There's already an explosion spell that Hermione uses in the Azkaban Prisoner. I don't think it's explosive because when we see people die, they don't go gore. Oh, that is a good point, actually. The Avada Kedavra spell wouldn't explode. But what if it just hits you with the power to explode? No, because it will liquidate your organs. You are actually spitting fire. Yeah, you destroyed my theory. My headcanon actually doesn't hold up. I was trying to fabricate a headcanon to see if Goku could resist the Avada Kedavra spell, but actually, yeah, you made a good point. Good. Fire. You beat me. Hermione also has time manipulation. The little thingy, yeah, the little spinny thingy. I have a lot of questions about that one. I sure hope that the book explains them, but we will see. Who is the mythological character with the second most immortalities? The second most immortalities. I mean, wouldn't need more than one immortality if it's real immortality, you know, if it's absolute. Valar gave Gandalf more power to come back, and Sauron is still alive as a powerless ghost. Sauron is still alive as a powerless ghost, and the Valar gave more power to Gandalf. And that doesn't disprove the fact that if you spend all of your power, you end up as a powerless ghost. Just because he has more power. He has more battery. But that doesn't disprove the chance that he could, maybe, if he loses all of his power, just end up being a weird ghost that cannot recover it. Just got on the Discord. Call Austin. I have been here before. Cool. Okay. Where was I? What do you mean by who is the mythology character with the second most immortality? He's referencing Wukong and the fact that Wukong has a bunch of immortalities. But like I say, if it's real immortality, you don't need more than one, right? You just need the one that is absolute. How powerful is the Chinese Irish sun god? Number one is Wukong. Number two might be Norse gods by a technicality with the golden apples. How powerful are the... Whoa, but the golden apples don't make them immortal, my friend. They keep them young, not immortal. How powerful is the Sumerian sun god Utu, by the way? You mentioned him in the Sumerian god video as a citation for Inanna. Is Utu the same as Inanna? Are they brothers in Sumerian? Because they are in Babylonian, but are they brothers in Sumerian? I do not remember at this point. To be honest, Rowling is really bad at world building, so I can only tell you good luck with the Harry Potter video. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to try to piece all of this together, you know? Because it's not up to her to make sense out of it. It's up to me to make sense out of whatever she's feeding me. So we'll see what I come up with. Sun Wukong has multiple immortalities, so I wonder if there are more characters with multiple immortalities, and if yes, who has the second most? Yeah. Let's get back to my notes to see if I have anything funny, crazy to comment on. Okay, no, that doesn't. Nope, that doesn't. The best school. No, that doesn't matter. Hagrid tries to. Yep, I remember that. Not allowed to do magic. Broken. Yep. Gringotts being Gringotts being the supposed safest place is such a lie, bro. It's the safest place outside of Hogwarts. Oh, really? They break in all the time. What are you talking about? Quinarius is actually very OP when you consider he absorbed Voldemort into himself. Who the hell is Quinarius? I have to Google this guy. Who is Quinarius? Oh, it's Professor Turban. Professor Turban is Quinarius. That's his name? Okay. I never memorized his name, bro. He's barely in that book. He's barely in it. It's weird. He's the final boss of the book, but he's barely in it. I know that the whole point is so that you suspect that Dumbledore is the bad guy, but that'd be like if in Naruto, like it turned out that what's some random village ninja that you've never heard of was the actual leader of the Akatsuki. That'd be like really strange. Like he's barely in the movie, in the book. It's weird. Give him some screen time, for crying out loud. Professor Turban. Yeah, no, I got it. I just never remember his name. This guy might as well not exist for me. It's nothing. He's not. I don't even register him. He doesn't do anything either. He's just so boring. All he tries to do is kill Harry Potter like with a wand, with a broom. Just kill him normal. What are you doing? Why? It's crazy to me. That reminds me of another thing. I want to rant about this. Isn't it crazy that it takes Voldemort, the most powerful wizard ever, with a super big brain, it takes him a whole ass year. I mean, they say that he's weakened, but it takes him a whole ass year to figure out how to get past a dog with 3 heads. He's the most powerful wizard, the most powerful wizard in the world, and it takes him a whole ass year. Well, to his buddy, I guess, to his friend, to Professor Turban, it takes him a whole ass year. That's crazy. You're forgetting that Hogwarts hosts dungeons games, so accidents are normal. Hogwarts, it's crazy that Hogwarts goes down for miles, and I mean, we have to believe what Hermione is saying, right? Because they go down, and it's like, oh, it goes down for miles, but Hogwarts is insanely big, so that's important, because if at some point in this book, in this series, anyone can affect the entirety of Hogwarts, they are affecting a massive structure. So I'm keeping tabs on that. Hogwarts is much bigger than it looks. That's actually very, very interesting. Why are there no images of Tulsa, that strongest Valar guy who loves fighting? Of Tulkas. I don't think anyone has done any art for him, I guess. I mean, there probably is some art for Tulkas, no? There has to be. No way bro has gotten zero art. Let's go check. Tulkas. Yeah, he has some art. Ugh, I hate the AI slop thing. Yuck. Minus AI. Yeah, people have done art of him. Not a lot, though. This seems to be like the most popular image of Tulkas. Let me. How do I show it to you guys? Browser scene. This seems to be the most popular image of Tulkas, because whenever you see him on other videos, this is the image that they are using. So, yeah, there is some art about him. It's just that I think that nobody really gives him any love. Nobody really knows that he exists, I guess. You're forgetting, bro, rambling. You did use Caveman PNG for it, and Ulmo had no art. You made him the C in your thingy. Yeah. But I just used that. But no, they do have some art. Exterminatus AI Artus. Can't be sleeping on Game of Thrones. Anyway, gotta go. Bye. Okay, bye, Palpatine. See you another time. Let me go back to my notes. What other things I want to ramble about? Oh yeah, this is funny. In this book, they explain, and I don't know if this is gonna be retcon later, but in this book, the wizards explain why they don't want to Muggles to discover them, and the reason why the wizards don't want Muggles to discover them is because they don't want wizards to ask them for favors. The book says, and I'm quoting here, everyone be wanting magic solutions to their problems. That is the reason why they don't want. That is, oh my god, what a bunch of dickheads. Incredible. Yeah, we don't want the humans to know that we exist, because then they're gonna ask us to do things for them. Yuck. You use their stuff all the time. What are you doing? The wizards nearly lost in World War II. That's a silly reason. That is a silly reason. That's absurd. Hold on, let me go find him. Let me go find it. So to prove that I'm not lying, hold on. Harry Potter. Am I allowed to do this? This doesn't violate copyright. Right? It probably does. I'm just gonna do it anyways. Harry Potter, Philosopher Stone. Let me see if I can find him. No. That is a bad idea. Yep, that is a bad idea. Okay, nah. I'll just won't touch it. I wanted to show it, but no. But that is a silly reason. That is the reason that they give in this book for why wizards don't want to help humans, because they're asking for stuff. That's stupid. Maybe they'll give up, because that's the reason they give to Harry, right? So maybe there's a much more adult reason, but we'll see. Did you watch video? Violates copyright law. Refuses to elaborate. No, I was gonna Google the book, but probably not a good idea. Did you read only book one? I am only at book one. Yes, I have read only one book. State the page number. Well, wouldn't the page number change depending on your on your version of the book? We'll see. Oh no, because the book does have like. That is a good idea. Let me go check. I'm gonna wait. Control F. This is why I needed digital, because I can just do this. It is page 70. That's where it is. In page 70. Actually, I think I can just no, I'm not allowed to show it. But yeah, it's page 70. Yeah, but he asked who's talking here? Blah blah blah. It's Harry talking, and he says, but what does a Ministry of Magic do? Well, their main job is to keep it from muggles, that there's still witches and wizards up and down the country. And then Harry asks, why? And then Hagrid says that nonsense, that it is so that they don't ask them for solutions to their problems. Insane. What a silly thing. Wizards used to poop in Hogwarts floors and magic it away. But that is not in the books though. This is lore said later. So I'm actually not gonna use that. This is quite a dumb reason. That is quite a dumb reason. Yeah, it is a dumb reason. But maybe they'll give a better reason before. Later. But who knows? We'll see. Who is the strongest mythology? Julius, I think you know by this point. Oh, my chat disappeared. It's not a dumb reason. Humans are demanding plus egotistic. Moreover, isolation and independence are rights. What I think, Fire, what I think is that it's a bit hypocritical for them to be like, oh, they're gonna need us for stuff. Yuck. But they need the humans for stuff. So, can you just cooperate? A bunch of leeches, that's what they are. Will you use Pottermore scaling? Pottermore scaling. Isn't that a website? Oh, you just want me to go to... Okay, fair enough. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Okay, so the strongest methodology, it works like this. Depending on... it's probably the Canaanite gods, but the Canaanite gods, that's a C, but only if you accept that the Greek gods and the Egyptian gods and the Mesopotamian gods exist in the Canaanite pantheon. If all of these guys exist in the Canaanite pantheon and the Canaanite gods are stronger than them, then the Canaanite gods are the strongest pantheon, unless you start using religions. But so far, Canaanite gods are the strongest. No, he's talking about the Photoshop thing, Fire. He's talking about the Photoshop thing that I'm showing him right now. I think I'm showing it. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to my notes. With magic, you can make entire... No, that's nothing. There are That's right. There are vampires in this universe. That's insane to me that there are vampires in this universe. Why didn't Voldemort become a vampire? I don't understand. I need to learn how vampires work in this universe, but I swear to God, if vampires are immortal and Dumbledore didn't become one, I'm gonna flip out, because he should have. He should have become a vampire. Why isn't he a vampire? I need to know this. I need to know how vampires work, but it's insane that they exist. Also, there probably would be a civilization of vampires ruling things, which reminds me, centaurs. Centaurs are a thing in this universe. They are smart and they all live in the forest. Why don't they have their own civilization and society? Why don't they count? There are 3 races in this universe: magic, wizards, humans, and centaurs. But centaurs are... I don't know why they are treated as animals. It doesn't make sense. Um, oh yeah, I also wrote down that Harry is rich, which it is. He is rich. That's crazy. It said that he has mounds of gold, bro. Mounds, multiple. Like that's crazy. He's a multi-gazillionaire. Yeah, it's stated that he has more money than his uncle Dudley, who probably own his own house. So at minimum, Harry Potter has like $1 million. That's crazy. Um, bro is talking to fire. Also, werewolves. Because of the Horcrux, vampires aren't explained at all. Rather, lycanthropy is a thing in the story. Yes, I know that lycanthropy exists because the Harry Potter and the wolf that went boo boo or whatever. I don't remember what the movie is called, but I know that there's a movie where Harry Potter fights a werewolf. Well, fight. Harry Potter doesn't fight anybody. Voldemort is too dead and ugly to be a vampire, but he sure is a leech, so that works. What's next? Aliens? uh, it's actually there's interesting because it is, at least based on this book, it is implied that planets and the stars are important to magic. We don't know why or how, but it's implied that they are. Like this, the position of the planets and the brightness of the stars affects magic in some way, but we don't know how, or at least this book doesn't explain. There are also mermaids later, but are the mermaids just like animals, or can they talk and they seem to be intelligent? Because if there are mermaids and they're intelligent, then they should be their own race, and I guess that means Atlantis should exist. I want some of Harry's money. Voldemort is so ugly, he makes red and Discord mods look good. Is he that ugly? Because from the physical description that we get, it's just like he had two holes in his nose, like a snake, and he had red eyes, and and a white face. That's all we are told about Voldemort. It doesn't sound very monstrous, if I'm honest. The mermaids are hostile. They don't talk. Then they don't. If they are just an animal, then they don't count as a race. They can communicate and seem intelligent. Oh, we have some contradictions. Truth has been written. What about the goblins? That's right. Wait, no, elves. Aren't the things in the bank elves? I forgot. Or they are goblins. No, they are goblins. Dobby is an elf. I forget that in this universe, elf are completely. This is the one thing that I like. That in the Harry Potter universe, elves are completely different to the Tolkien types of style of elves. I really like that because they're not like this handsome and long hair and like sing on trees and whatever, right? They're not that like that at all. I really like the elves of Harry Potter. I really really like them. Griphook is kind of strong when you remember the Sword of Gryffindor lore. Elves, yeah, house elves are stupidly hacks. I don't recall the mermaids talking when they wanted to drown Harry Potter. Dumbledore talked to the mermaids, I think their leader, in the fourth book. Wait, can you explain the difference between Harry Potter elves, Lord of the Rings elves, and Norse elves? Well, I will have to learn more about Harry Potter elves. But from what I remember from the movies, they are like slaves and they're like tiny and ugly. So that's already like completely different from the Tolkien elves, which is kind of cool actually. I like that they're different because every other fantasy is like, oh yeah, my elves are like tall and handsome and attuned with nature. Okay, cool, thank you, very cool. Let's read my notes again. See what else? What other insanity I wrote down? There is only one store for once. Yeah, Ollivander. That's crazy. Let's see what else. People. Yep. Magic wands. Ollivander. Yeah. Wands have a core. I wrote a bunch of about wands apparently. Produce fireworks with magic. Okay. Oh yeah, that is crazy. That the pigtail that that Hagrid gave to the son of the Dursleys is permanent. Like it doesn't go away. He now has a pigtail. That's actually very powerful. That the fact that the magic doesn't expire. That's crazy. They have to go and surgically remove it. Um. Dumbledore, blah blah blah. Dumbledore was around in 1945 because of Grindelwald. Yeah, yeah. He's very old. Dumbledore is very old, but he is friends with Nicholas Flamel, so that's probably why he's so old and still alive. Unless he found another way to extend his life, and the Voldemort didn't want to exploit that. I don't know why. Let's see. Oh yes, the entrance to the house of the entrance to Hogwarts is enormous. It's described that the entire house of the Dursleys can fit through the entrance to Hogwarts. That means that the Hogwarts is enormous. If just the entrance is that big, the entire building is huge. That's just also crazy. I'm keeping track of the size of Hogwarts because I'm expecting that at some point somebody's going to affect the entire school. So that's why I'm keeping track of the size of this thing. Why does no one teleport into the museum where the spear of Longinus is and steal it? The Christian God exists, so the spear that gives you victory is free for grab. Is that the craziest thing if the God of the Bible is real? If the God of the Bible was real and Christianity canonically exists, then Voldemort could have sided with Satan to bring the end of the world and be granted immortality. And he didn't do that. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things that if the God of the Bible canonically exists, there's a lot of weird things that you're like, but I don't know. I don't, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. How do we know the Christian God exists? Rather, they mention that the Ollivanders have been in place before Christ, right? So they have a concept of Christ. On top of that, they celebrate Christmas, which obviously, the actual thing of Christmas. It's literally in the name, Christ. So, and what is the third thing? What is the third thing that hints at the existence of the God of the Bible? Oh yeah, the fact that Merlin exists, and Merlin probably got, at least in the lore, he got his powers from the devil. So maybe the God of the Bible does exist in this universe. Maybe. I like the moving persons on stuff like pictures, newspapers, etc. I that is a very good concept. Yeah, that's actually really cool that things move. It's actually super cool. Oh yeah, in the movies to go to Hogwarts, there are many boats navigating to the island where there is Hogwarts. I don't know. I don't know where that is mentioned anywhere in the secret texts Harry Potter. When was Jesus born IRL? Well, like 2026 years ago. That's according to the lore, Wait, is it that they count? No, it doesn't matter. Merlin has multiple origins, right? Sometimes he's just a druid, sometimes son of the devil, and sometimes just sometimes just son of an incubus. But see, that's the thing. If he's the son of an incubus, that still implies that demons exist in this universe, which implies that God exists in this universe. You see the problem of including Merlin as a canonical. Maybe the Merlin of this universe has a completely different origin story. Maybe he doesn't. But when Merlin exists and they know about Christmas and they measure time by using before Christ, right? Showing that they have a concept of Jesus. All of these things add to are pieces of a puzzle that indicate that maybe the God of the Bible canonically exists in this universe, making the story a mess. Because the story is crazy if the God of the Bible canonically truly exists. Everybody knows that they go to hell. Everybody. Let's go back to my the ceiling of the entrance to Hogwarts is so tall it's difficult to discern details at the top. Yeah. The ceiling is so tall that you cannot actually tell the details of the ceiling because it's so far away. That's actually really tall. I forgot about that. Yeah, Hogwarts is enormous. Hogwarts is huge. There are ghosts in Harry. That's another thing. There are ghosts in Harry Potter. How do we explain this? Souls are real. How do we explain this? Jesus in Harry Potter was not on my bucket list. I mean, that religions exist and Merlin exists, but Merlin being related to demons doesn't mean anything about the Bible, right? A lot of things have demons in them. God exists. So that little Scorpius, make sure you beat him in every test. Rosie, thank God you inherited your mother's brains. To his daughter. Just because the religion exists, but if the religion exists and these wizards have been around since before the time of Christ, like the Ollivanders have been in business before the time of Christ, like doesn't that imply that I don't know, bro? I don't know. The ghosts in Harry Potter can exist and speak while being decapitated. Yeah, but the fact that ghosts are real and souls are real, makes us ask the question of what's the afterlife like. Right? Which leads us to, is the God of the Bible in this universe real or not? Because ghosts are real and they know about Jesus. I don't know. This is interesting. I'm sure it will be explained in the future. Surely it will. The Sorting Hat says that Harry Potter has a lot of talent. Of course he does, because he's Harry Potter. Yeah, I wrote that in my book, and my notes. Yeah. Let's see what else. Being a ghost... oh yeah, it's really sad that being a ghost is really sad in this universe because ghosts have cravings. They have desires, but they can't achieve anything because apparently they are there. But one of the ghosts touches Harry Potter, so ghosts don't make sense in this universe either. Those religious aspects aren't explored, sadly. We will see. We don't need the author to explain to us how things work. We can put we can collect all the puzzle, the little pieces of the puzzle, and put the puzzle together ourselves. So we'll see what the rest of the books offer us to answer the question on whether or not the God of the Bible is real. What do you think of Neville in Harry Potter? I mean, he's barely a character, no? I mean, that's fine. Yeah, he's more in it than the bad guy, which is crazy to say. The actual final boss of this book appears less than Neville Longbottom. That's weird to me. I don't know. I think it was fine. Being a ghost would suck. Imagine if you eventually scaled my story. Eventually, depending on how long it is, I guess. That would be fun to like scale like what you guys write, like some of you. That would be a fun video for one day. Let's go back to my notes, see if I find any other crazy stuff. Before Harry entering Hogwarts, blah 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 blah. That doesn't matter. Dumbledore, no, he doesn't do that. This is the part of the Forbidden Forest when Dumbledore is like, don't go into the Forbidden Forest or you'll die. Why does he allow monsters in there? Doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Voldemort can communicate with Harry Potter through his dreams. So that immediately makes you ask the question, why didn't Voldemort do this before the story started? Why didn't Voldemort communicated with 5-year-old Harry Potter and being like, hey, Harry Potter, you are in a lot of suffering right now, but guess what? I'm your little magic friend, and don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. You just have to do exactly what I say. Why didn't he do that? Aside from the fact that if he did that, the story would be over. But why wouldn't he do that? Can you live with Snape for a year for $1 million? The real magic is keeping friends for a long time. Yeah, it probably is. Because he was weakened. He was weakened, and that's why he couldn't communicate with Harry Potter for all of those years. Do I buy that? Convenient. It's so convenient that as soon as he, also for a whole last year, really? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. The reason why Voldemort didn't communicate with Harry Potter was because Voldemort barely survived and was forced to drink unicorn blood. It was explained. I guess so. But at the same time, no, because by the time Harry Potter gets to Hogwarts, he knows who Voldemort is. But he has no reason to tell him that he's Voldemort. He could just pretend that he's a magic friend, you know? He's like, hey, Harry, it's me, a magic friend. You've seen ghosts. They are a thing now. Don't worry. I'm like a little magic friend that only can communicate with you. And here's what you should do. I think he should have at least tried it, you know? Let's go back to my notes. See what else I have. Peeves can become invisible if he wants to. Yep, he can do that. He can be tangible or intangible. He seems strong. Let's see the stars. Oh yeah. No, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything actually. It's so funny to me that I call him Professor Turban in my notes. I really didn't learn his name. I read the goddamn book and I actually didn't read his name, bro. I didn't remember his name. Professor Turban. That's how little he is in that book. Oh yeah, this is another thing. The concept of zombies exists in this universe. That's interesting. Yeah, hey Harry, it's me, Tom. Yeah, he could do that. He could do something like that. It's like, don't worry, I'm just a disembodied voice that is super friendly. At which book are you, by the way? I just finished the Philosopher's Stone, and I'm about to start the Chamber of Secrets. Voldemort should have tried at least to be like, hey Gary. I mean, even if he does, as soon as he talks to somebody about it, they will tell him, like, there's no such thing as a friendly little voice in your head, Harry. What are you talking about? Only talks to you? His plan wouldn't work, but I still think that he would have tried it. Like, the very first thing he would have done is to just try to talk to him and be like, hey, Harry, it's me, a friendly little guy, like a ghost in your head. Why don't we try to be friends or something? I think he would have tried. Anyways, the concept of zombies exists in this universe. That's also super weird to me. Why? Is necromancy a thing? Can you resurrect the dead? That's crazy. Let's see what other things I wrote in my notes. Oh yeah, Harry Potter being good at riding broomsticks, because of course he's good at everything. He's Harry Potter. I wrote in my notes because he's Harry Potter a couple of times. Every time he does that, it's like, of course he does that because he's Harry Potter. He's good at everything. McGonagall commands Peeves to... see, this is what I'm talking about. Supposedly, Peeves is only scared of the Bloody Baron. But at some point in the story, McGonagall tells him to piss off. And he does. Like, out Peeves, she barked. Peeves threw the chalk back into the bin, which clanged loudly, and he swooped out. See? She tells him what to do. So it's a lie that only the Bloody Baron can command the poltergeist. But I don't know. I need more context. I require context. Let's see. Technically, the Resurrection Stone revived Harry Potter. Oh yeah, I forget the story of the Resurrection Stone. Like, it's implied that it resurrects her like a zombie or something, right? In the Deathly Hallows, and that's why the husband kills himself. I think that's how the story goes. So yeah, zombies, necromancy would be real, but that's necromancy from death itself. So can wizards just like bring back corpses and like have an army of zombies to fight against for you? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh yeah, at some point in the book, Ron Weasley says that neither Harry nor Malfoy know any magic that does any real damage. So even if they had a duel, they wouldn't be able to kill each other. And actually, from that point onward, I started like reading carefully, and I think that at this point, the most lethal spell that Harry knows is Wingardium Leviosa, and even it can be argued that he doesn't even know that because the entire book he doesn't do any incantations. We don't even know if he knows Wingardium Leviosa. So I think Ron was right. I think Ron was right when he said that. I don't think Harry knows any lethal magic yet. Let's see what else is on my notes. What is on my notes? See the magic thing. But Dumbledore says that he cannot heal scars. But Madame Pomfrey fixes Neville's arm like basically instantaneously. So it's weird to me that magic is like healing magic is very limited. Let's see what else. What else I have. Here's where the book starts getting hating on Hermione. I can read it on my notes. People start hating on Hermione for no reason. Oh yeah, it's also weird that Harry Potter, the second he discovers that it's not weird, but it's about his character. The second Harry Potter discovers that he's good at Quidditch, he's like, screw magic, I don't care about magic anymore. And he just stops trying to do magical things. He was only excited about magic for like very little. As soon as he enters Hogwarts, he doesn't care about magic. And once he discovers that he's good at Quidditch, he doesn't care about magic at all. He doesn't even try to learn magic anymore. I'm like halfway through my notes. Jesus, I took a lot of notes. I think I'm also halfway through the book at this point, and that's why I'm halfway through my notes. All right, I've done enough with my notes, and I think I've done enough time live streaming. Oh, now it tells me how long I've been live streaming. It says it over here. Oh, that's convenient for me. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream now. I did a little bit. We did it. We did some. Let me read the final chat and see if there's anything. Harry Potter learns Stupefactium in Order of the Phoenix, Lair Sectum Sempra in Mudblood, and in Prisoner of Azkaban was taught. Well, yeah, but I don't think in this one he has learned anything. Anyways, Voldemort is on his way to get his wands on the unicorn. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I will try to do this a more recurrent thing. I'm planning on doing it like maybe like once a week. Try to live stream more, but we will see. Thank you guys for joining me on this one, and I will see you whenever I do it again. Bye. Have a good one. Take care. I don't know how to end it because this thing changed. How do I end my stream now, YouTube? Can you tell me? Plugs? Oh, it's the giant button that says end stream, isn't it? Yeah. Bye, guys.